your home for the most local news. News 10 ABC in the morning starts now.
Neglect normally doesn't come from just not feeding your child.
A baby taken from a local mother after she's accused of intentionally starving a child. How investigators were able to save that young boy's life.
A local community breathing a bit of a sigh of relief following a devastating fire, the latest on the recovery efforts.
To see her smile, to see her get excited about it has been amazing.
A girl fighting for her life gets a special surprise, and News 10 ABC was there to share the heartwarming moments. You'll see it all coming up in just a little bit. Good morning, everyone. I'm Christina Arangio.
And I'm Nicole Lally. We will share all of those stories in just a few minutes, but first we have to talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, and it's December 6th, but you really wouldn't know it by the way the weather was.
It feels maybe more like the middle of November.
Yeah.
I would say maybe a few more weeks earlier. I wouldn't say it's like October.
I hear ya.
Right?
Yeah, but yesterday was pretty mild.
It was mild. We saw 50s yesterday,
Yep.
and that was for the evening because the cold front didn't move on through until early this morning. So once the cold front pushes on through everywhere, it's going to be a little bit cooler today. Temperatures this morning are into the 30s. We do still have some 40s on the map, though. Here's a look at the forecast for 7 a.m., 38, mostly cloudy. Decreasing clouds, though, during the day. 43 at noon. Temperatures will not increase a whole lot just because the cold front moved on through this morning. A west wind may gust to 25 miles per hour, so it will still be breezy today. Stewart Shop Storm Tracker, WeatherCam, the view from Stuyvesant Plaza. Sunrise this morning is about 10 minutes after 7. Right now in Albany, we're at 39, a north-northwest wind at around 8 miles per hour. No wind gusts right now, so this morning is not terrible. It'll pick up a little bit by the afternoon. 36 right now in Saratoga, 39 Bennington, 37 Pittsfield, still around 41 in Hudson. Storm Tracker HD radar, showers now exiting the area. Maybe a sliver of a sprinkle or two could affect maybe portions of Berkshire County, but we're pretty much done with it as the clouds are decreasing, will decrease. We're still seeing a lot of clouds. Lake effect in a big way here towards the Tug Hill Plateau and especially there towards south of Buffalo. How much snow can they see, and can we get a sliver of it? I'll have the full answer coming up in full weather. Nicole?
Thank you. A Gloversville woman arrested after police say she was intentionally starving her infant son. Mary set the alert desk with the disturbing details.
Yeah, Nicole, it wasn't that the mother didn't have anything to feed her baby. Police say they found unopened formula in the home, so it's unclear why 29-year-old Crystal Morlock-Young was allegedly starving her 7-month-old son, Damien. CPS removed the little boy from the home back in September, and after an investigation, Morlock-Young was charged with endangering the welfare of a child, a misdemeanor. Police Captain Michael Scott says it was clear the child was not being well cared for.
The child appeared in distress, very small for its size.
Child neglect cases are not uncommon in Fulton County, with about 100 of those filed each year. Still, Gloversville police say neglect of this severity is unusual. Little Damien has been with a foster family now for several months, and his health has improved. If convicted, his mother faces up to a year in jail. Nicole?
Thank you, Mary. An investigation continuing this morning after a local man dies while riding in a nursing home van. Police say 70-year-old Peter Bovar was thrown from his wheelchair when the Warren Center van stopped short on Main Street in Glens Falls on Friday. The wheelchair was secured, but Bovar was not secured in the chair. The cause of death was determined to be internal trauma. No charges have been filed yet. It's still unclear if a belt was legally required.
Continuing coverage now in a double murder trial. The first witnesses have been called to testify against Edward Miro, the man accused of killing 2 local women. The prosecution trying to link Miro, a former Albany Water Department employee, to the deaths of Megan Cunningham and Shelby Countermine. Cunningham's badly burned body was found after a fire broke out at the Albany apartment she shared with Miro. Shelby Countermine's body found 2 years later by a jogger along an Albany Water Department access path in Queens. Miro facing anywhere from 50 years to life in prison if convicted. Count on News 10 ABC to bring you the latest from this trial as it continues to move forward. You can get the latest updates on our app. You just have to download it. It's free at Google Play or the App Store.
Police are asking for your help finding the man seen on your screen right now. Take a look. Saratoga police say he allegedly stole a wallet at the Walmart in Wilton. If you have any information or you recognize him, you're asked to contact police immediately.
A local community breathing a sigh of relief after a state of emergency has been lifted. It was put into effect following the major fire in Cohoes from last week that damaged more than 30 buildings. Mayor Sean Morse lifted the notice last night. He says the downtown area has been reopened to traffic and pedestrians. Many of the businesses are back open, and water and electrical services have almost been fully restored. The fire started last week on Remsen Street after police say a man tried to forge a sword over a barrel fire. News 10 ABC's Sam Damasio is live on the scene, and she'll join us in our next half hour with much more on how they are recovering after that devastation.
5:35 right now, 39 degrees, protecting New Yorkers from counterterrorism. That's the goal of a new panel. The state has officially launched the new advisory panel. It will take an in-depth look at the state's efforts to fight against attacks and to make recommendations for stronger security in the future. The panel includes the former Homeland Security advisors to President Bush and President Obama, as well as former NYPD commissioner. Yesterday marked 1 month since a gunman walked into a Texas church, killing 26 people. But since that day, the community has come together to heal. The First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs has become a memorial to those who lost their lives in the morning of November 5th. The shooter was later found dead and identified as Devin Patrick Kelly, a former airman. And now services are being held in a nearby tent. Nevertheless, members of the congregation say their numbers grow every Sunday.
From the very beginning, we felt like people were taking this as part of their family, part of their country was attacked, part of their church was attacked. And we've just seen an outpouring from all over the country of people that have taken this very personal.
Associate Pastor Mark Collins says the church sees up to 300 people every weekend.
We are continuing to follow the highly contested Alabama Senate race, where one of the candidates, Roy Moore, is accused of having inappropriate contact with teens from 3 decades ago. Moore was seen standing side by side with Breitbart chairman Steve Bannon, the man considered one of the architects of President Trump's campaign and who helped Moore clinch the Republican primary. Moore continues to face allegations of sexual misconduct or inappropriate behavior involving 8 women while they were teenagers and he was in his 30s. Last night, Bannon says he believes the allegations aren't true.
If they can destroy Roy Moore, they can destroy you.
Bannon's trip to Alabama comes with just 1 week until Election Day and a day after the president officially endorsed Moore.
I think he's going to do very well. We don't want to have a liberal Democrat in Alabama.
The president now fighting back against sexual allegations himself. How he's responding is coming up in just a few minutes.
A labor agreement has been reached involving a local police force. The agreement includes the Troy Police Command Officers Association, which is made up of Troy's police captains. This is the third settlement reached by Mayor Madden since taking office in 2016. He commented on the contract, saying it's a, quote, fair, responsible solution that acknowledges the important contributions of our law enforcement leadership while effectively managing city tax dollars to keep Troy residents safe.
A community voting for a local school district to sell a piece of land so it can be turned into a park. Now you see the proposition passed overwhelmingly right here on the board. So now the Shenandoah School District will give up 34 acres of land to the town of Clifton Park. Back in April, voters turned down a plan to sell the land to developers for nearly twice the amount. Some were concerned the green space would be lost. But last night's vote solidified the preservation of the land to be used in a way that the public desires. Happening today, a new plan being announced aimed at protecting thousands of New Yorkers' pensions.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer claims over 28,000 union members in upstate New York are being victimized.
Being forced to take a 30% cut in benefits, and they could lose even more of their pension.
At 12:30, Senator Schumer is scheduled to explain why this is happening and announce the Bush-Lewis Act that would help plans meet their obligations without hurting retirees or taxpayers.
Also happening today, a new program aimed at keeping local communities safe set to begin. Albany city leaders will be joined by CEFCU to make that announcement. That happens at 11:30 this morning. The nonprofit program will allow the community to share valuable information after an incident while staying anonymous.
A local teen who's fighting for her life gets the day of her dreams, and we were there to capture the heartwarming experience. Cheyenne's day of pampering began early yesterday at the Viaport Mall in Rotterdam. The 18-year-old has MS and uses a ventilator, but that did not stop her from enjoying her special day. Cheyenne spent some time in the salon getting her hair and nails done. She even got a henna tattoo in memory of her mother who passed away a few years ago.
this is just one of those very simple, heartfelt wishes. She doesn't get to go out very often. She doesn't get to leave the facility very often, but you know, she's really testing her stamina today and soaking in all of the attention and enjoying herself.
Good for her. The main event, of course, visiting the aquarium. Cheyenne is a lover of marine biology with big dreams of becoming a veterinarian one day.
So if you're looking for something to donate to, Make-A-Wish is such a great choice because you see what it does for people who are just looking for something special just to brighten their day.
Memories forever.
Yeah,
right?
what a difference it can make. Well, we have new video showing destruction after a man drove right through a local pet store.
Yeah, right through it. We'll show you how officers and bystanders reacted to this scene.
And get the cleaning supplies out. What items you have inside your home that you probably never clean, but you really should.
Yeah. All right, here's a look at the traffic. I-90 at 787. That's looking just fine this morning. If you're just heading out the door, relatively mild out there. And we're going to see those rain showers moving out. Greg will have your forecast when we come right back.
All right, forecast first. Good morning. It's a chilly start, but it's not terrible outside. A bit of a breeze. We have temperatures starting out into the 30s, and temperatures will only really top out in the upper 30s and lower 40s this afternoon, so maybe a few degrees from where they are right now. Here's a look at the 24-hour temperature forecast. 39 right now, 40 by 11, then by 2 p.m. will be around 42. We should reach around maybe 43, 44 this afternoon before temperatures drop back down to the 30s and some upper 20s through tonight. All right, temperatures right now, we're into the 30s, 38 in Schenectady, 38 in Colony, 38 Troy, Waterford at 38, Brunswick right now at 36. So the cold front has pushed on through. That has created those dropping temperatures. Up towards the north, Ballston Lake at 38, Stillwater at 39, eastward, New Ashford at 39, Pittsfield and Lanesboro both at 37, Hageman 34, Duanesburg at 31. Some upper 20s to around 30 across the Adirondacks, Lake Pleasant 30, and 28 towards inlet. Winds this morning, bit of a breeze, not bad though, upwards of 12 miles per hour, and the wind gusts pretty much non-existent. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Lots of clouds still. Now the cold front has moved through, so we're done with the rain. That's off towards the east. But we're not done with the clouds yet. The clouds will eventually decrease as the morning does progress on. Lake effect snow already occurring there towards the Tug Hill Plateau. And that's where we do have a winter weather advisory, actually just to the east of that. Northern Herkimer, northern Hamilton counties, pretty much for north of Old Forge and just around Long Lake, and maybe north and west of Indian Lake. That's where we're going to see maybe a few inches of snow. And that goes into effect 6 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. on Friday. Futurecast. Clouds continue to decrease this morning. Lake effect snow there off towards the north and west. Maybe some of that will trickle into portions of the Mohawk Valley and maybe even the Capital District in terms of a flurry or two. But that's pretty much it. On Thursday, we may run the risk for a flurry or snow shower, but most of that snow is confined off towards the north and west. Maybe upwards of 20 inches of snow towards the Tug Hill Plateau. All right, here's the forecast for today. 44, clouds decreasing. It'll be breezy today. For tonight, 29, partly cloudy, maybe some lake effect snow already getting going towards the north and west. 7-day forecast, 40 on Thursday, chance for a snow shower. 38 Friday, more clouds on Saturday. 35 Sunday, we'll see the chance for a snow shower. Monday and Tuesday, highs still into the 30s. Better chance for snow showers on Tuesday. Christina?
Thank you, Greg. Check this out. New video shows the scene after a car crashed through a local pet store. What a mess. It happened in Pittsfield, and you see police responding to the scene after that car came to a stop in the middle of the store. Thankfully, no one was hurt. No pets were hurt either. The elderly driver behind the wheel, not hurt. We have no word yet on what might have caused the accident. Inspectors were called to that scene to make sure the store is, in fact, still stable.
Now to the latest on the wildfires still burning in California. Crews taking to the sky last night to continue the aerial assault. Helicopters seen dropping water onto the flames. Officials saying that they're not only battling the fires, but the winds as well. Those Santa Ana winds really kicking up. They continue to tear through the canyons and feed the fire. 11,000 acres have been scorched so far, forcing people living nearby to evacuate, many with just a moment's notice.
The flames were so big, and We just packed up and everybody's gone, and I'm just kind of sticking around making sure that everything's okay before I make the final move and get out of here. It's really dangerous.
Standing across the canyon, you couldn't see my house. You could see my white pickup parked in the middle of the field, but you couldn't see my house. So it was pretty unnerving.
At least 30 buildings have been lost so far.
John Conyers, the longest tenured U.S. Senator until yesterday. Conyers announcing his retirement amid allegations that he sexually harassed several employees. Conyers has been facing pressure to resign in recent weeks from both sides of the aisle. He's also been dealing with health issues, actually announcing yesterday's decision, from his hospital bed. He says his legacy must remain despite the allegations.
My legacy can't be compromised or diminished in any way by what we're going through now. This too shall pass.
Conyers has endorsed his son, John Conyers III, to be his replacement. President Trump facing sexual allegations of his own, and he's now asking a New York court to drop the lawsuit entirely. The claims date back to his time on The Apprentice, a former contestant, Summer Zervos, one of more than a dozen women making claims against the president. Zervos was in court yesterday after filing the claim more than a year ago. Trump lawyers want the case thrown out, but if the judge finds there's merit, the president could be questioned under oath.
Well, it might not feel like it today, but snowy weather will be here before we know it. Now Governor Cuomo is urging all New Yorkers to stay safe while out on the road. Lake effect snow is expected throughout the state this weekend. The governor says anyone hitting the road should plan ahead and drive with caution, especially if you're going to be out west, right? Drivers aren't the only ones preparing for the weather either. The Department of Transportation has nearly 2,000 snowplows ready to hit the roads to help out. Around 470,000 tons of salt also stockpiled to spread on the roads. The Thruway Authority also preparing with 660 supervisors ready to operate their more than 300 plows.
All right, time to talk about something that doesn't come across the top of many of our to-do lists. Cleaning around the house, especially this time of year with the holidays. It's tough to fit it all in. We know it's tedious work, but here are some things that are in your home that you never clean and you probably should. So let's start with something many of us have on us at all times, and that's our cell phones. Studies show that a smartphone can be 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat. You may have heard that one before. Remember that next time you make a call. Simple wipe down with some disinfectant should do the trick. Another new one here, grocery bags may be eco-friendly, but experts say they really can spread deadly bacteria like E. coli if they're used to carry raw meat. You have to be so careful. Remember to wash cloth bags as you would your clothes and towels. That's how often you need to do that. Every time you're putting raw meat in that bag, then you got to wash it out. We can't forget about our pets, of course. Even though our furry friends are constantly licking the inside of their bowls, that doesn't mean it is clean. The accumulation of germs can lead to your pets getting sick, so wash out their bowls. We've posted a full list of the items that you'll want to remember to clean on our website. Just one more thing to add to the list, or a bunch actually, news10.com, but it's good information for you.
National champions for also wearing the white-collared logos.
There you have it. The Rensselaer Rams Pop Warner cheerleaders are your new national champions. The team taking home top honors last night in Orlando. The girls were the only local team to make it to the national championship this year. They had a point to prove after finishing second last year. They've spent weeks fundraising for the trip. Now their hard work paying off as they celebrate their victories. And the girls aren't done either. The win gives them an automatic bid to the World Championship this January in Virginia. Congrats to those girls. A little early Christmas gift.
Awesome.
Right? All
awesome.
Their hard work.
And we highlighted them not too long ago with Jimmy Marlowe, and it's wonderful to see the follow through there. Yes. 5:51 right now. A man connected to a local arson killed 4 people, badly burned Sapphire Terry. He's expected in court today.
More about Brian Fish's alleged involvement in that fire.
And body cam video showing the moment a cop became a hero after saving a choking baby. Quick AIM Express, some of the top stories we are following today as you get ready to head out the door.
A Gloversville woman arrested after police say she was intentionally starving her infant.
Really still trying to figure out why 29-year-old Crystal Morlock Young allegedly starved her 7-month-old son, Damien. Child Protective Services removed the little boy from the home back in September. And after an investigation, Morlock Young was charged with endangering the welfare of a child, a misdemeanor.
Damien is now with a foster family. He's doing well. If convicted, his mother faces up to a year in jail. An investigation continuing this morning after a local man dies while riding in a nursing home van. Police say 70-year-old Peter Bovair was thrown from his wheelchair when the Warren Center van stopped short on Main Street in Glens Falls on Friday. The wheelchair was secured, but Bovair was not secured in the chair. The cause of death was determined to be internal trauma. No charges have been filed. It's still unclear if the belt was legally required.
Continuing coverage now on a double murder trial. The first witnesses have been called to testify against Edward Miro, the man accused of killing 2 local women. Prosecution trying to link Miro, a former Albany Water Department employee, to the deaths of Megan Cunningham and Shelby Countermine. He faces anywhere from 50 years to life in prison if he's convicted.
A quick look at the day part forecast. High temperature of 44 today. It's not going to be as rainy as yesterday. Maybe see a little bit of sunshine too. Maybe a little peak of sun here or there. 39 degrees in Albany right now.
Not bad at all. All right, check this out. Georgia police officers' quick actions saved a 1-month-old who was choking. The whole thing caught on camera here. A call came in for an unresponsive infant at an apartment complex, and Officer William Eng responded and rushed to the 3rd floor. After administering chest compressions for about a minute, the baby began to cry. The officer's quick actions saved that infant's life.
Oh, hard to even watch that video.
It is terrifying.
The mother's panic
yes,
there.
Yes.
It's terrifying. I think they had, if I saw that correctly, the baby was upside down, which when they're that little, that is the proper method. Yeah, it's a totally different method when they're that young.
So small.
Yes, exactly. But you know, there are everyday heroes. We see it all the time.
Absolutely.
And another chance to recognize their great work.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a story, tip, or video you want us to see, you can share it with us through our app. It's pretty simple. Click the report button at the bottom of the screen and send it in. 5:57 right now. If you're still waiting to get your online Cyber Monday purchases, you're not alone.
No, millions of customers still waiting for the packages. So what's causing the holdup? We'll fill you in.
And Christmas is full of cheer and often involve family traditions. We'll take a look at the most hated traditions, though, that surround the holidays.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near.